What's up, guys? It's Drifts and Lifts here. All right, so today's episode, we have we're brewing up a bit of gravy for you guys. So I figured it was a really nice day out, and I have a bunch of friends with me, and they have some cool vehicles as well. So I figured it'd be rude not to head down to the local Mexican drift corner and maybe do a little bit of tire smoke activities. So cool couple cars we got here, and a truck. Actually, you guys may remember this truck. It may be familiar to you if you've been watching the channel for a while, but this is my old Cummins pickup truck. So my buddy Tyner now owns it.
Let's go in the interior first.
Just a couple little things, eh?
Yeah, the biggest thing in the interior is the gauges. Got an RPM tach, got the speedometer working, you know. Had to change it up so it's not so drifts and lifts.
So when I had this truck, the speedometer didn't work, and I didn't have a tach, I didn't have a pyrometer. I had a boost gauge. I think that's all I had, right?
And then I added oil pressure and water just because I don't trust the old gauges. It's just me. For under the hood, the big changes is pulled the motor, resealed it all because it was kind of leaking, I'll be honest. Resealed it all to pass an out of province, and then put a 62 by 67 by 9 centimeter turbo on it.
So this is actually a stock whole set with like a bigger compressor unit, essentially, right?
Shout out Ben White. Built me a beautiful, saved me a lot of money because I was gonna buy one from down in the States. Built me a beautiful turbo, walked me through the whole thing. I've got it set up about 40 PSI, the wastegate coming off at 40 PSI. What else?
So it's still a really quick spool turbo, guys. Like when I had this truck, it was noticeable how quick the turbo spooled, because the factory turbos on these are the big housing. They have like a 20 centimeter exhaust housing, and this one's the 9 centimeter. So it spools a lot quicker, and you get a lot of torque in the low end. Definitely a good turbo.
Yeah, some other stuff. Added some new valve coverages to help the engine breathe a little bit more.
These breathers for the crankcase pressure.
Put a 3800. So Colton had a 3200 RPM spring in there. I put a 3800 RPM governor spring in there. Put a long the Hungry Diesel's hot power screw, the longer power screw.
Yep.
Crazy Carl's
linkage
throttle
there.
linkage.
I remember it fell off on me a couple times with the plastic ones.
Yeah, I did the steel plunger for the fuel shutoff solenoid.
Right on.
Instead of that crappy rubber one. Another thing is the dual disc clutch. That truck.
That's right.
The truck needed it really bad.
That's right. I had like a Rock Auto crappy clutch in there, and it didn't really hold the torque that this truck was making. It was slipping pretty bad.
Yeah,
so
it impressed me how much.
Now I can hold all the power.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Okay, well, maybe we'll see Tyner do a couple donuts. We'll see what's going on. But we're gonna show you guys this car. So this is my good friend Garrett over here. So Garrett actually let me drive this car earlier, and it was a really nice car to drive. Definitely a lot more refined than the Volvos I'm used to driving. So what's the deal with this car?
It's not very modified. It's kind of a good car already.
What kind of car is it? A BMW?
Yes. Yeah, it's a BMW M3.
Nice. So E92. It's the last.
E92.
The last of the V8 high revving, naturally aspirated motors.
Yeah. They're all turbocharged after this.
This is the actual 6-speed manual. So bare bones. This is like the most kind of bare bones package M3, I guess. It's got it's got the cloth interior.
Yeah, cloth interior. Like it's the lowest options you could get in Canada.
Yeah.
It's got a cold weather package because that was standard, but
yeah, it's
got heated seats and like headlight washers, and like that's it. But like there's no navigation, no like leather interior. It's got like the cloth door cards. And
so if you're gonna trim out a M3, this would pretty much be the lowest trim you can get.
Yeah. So like you pretty much had to want it. Like when you went to the BMW dealer, you're like, I want like one with nothing.
Exactly. It's funny how some manufacturers will literally make it cost more to do that.
Yeah. Porsche.
Yeah. Like, we're gonna charge you $3,000 for taking your rear seats out.
Yeah, radio deletes are like actually $1,200 or something.
That's so
like that.
funny.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty simple. It's just like wheels and tires, coilovers. I like deleted the muffler and a shifter because the stock shifter is like pretty bad on the manuals. It's really like rubbery and a long throw, so I got like
this shifter is super tight. It feels like you're playing with an assault rifle or something.
Yeah, it's like kind of a bolt action.
Bolt action rifle.
Pretty solid.
All right, guys, so as you can see, I brought my piece of crap car here. So I don't have any cool vehicles with me right now. I have this piece of crap, Harold, the 940. I'm surprised it's still living. So yeah, we're here at the drift corner, so let's huck some slides. All right, guys, so Tyner's gonna let me do a couple donuts in his first gen Cummins. And actually I did, I think, a video when I owned this truck at this cul-de-sac before. So it's a bit of deja vu.
Oh yeah.
Alright guys, we also got my good friend Rob here. You may have seen this car on my other videos, but this is his JZX 110 Mark II, I believe. Is that what it is?
You betcha.
Yeah. So it's a 1JZ GTE, and it's got a single turbo, so it's the VVTi 1J. It's got, you know, simple angle kit, it's got coilovers. Really sick car, honestly. Rob doesn't think it's too much, but because he dailies it on the daily.
Yeah, I daily it on the daily.
All right, well, maybe we can convince Rob to do huck a couple donairs for us.
I'm not doing that. Fun though.
Yeah, it's a cool car. I definitely fanboyed over these cars back a while ago. First getting into the drifting thing. All right, guys, so we're gonna head down to the sweeper corner down there in the next city over in Guatemala, New Mexico. So I'm gonna do a sweeper drift in this Herald car, and then we're gonna head down to the other more complex corner, and we're gonna do a couple slides there. And then that'll pretty much be the video of today. Alright, so good old Harold never lets me down for a good drift. So these people were probably sitting there watching while they were waiting for the train. I hope I gave them a good show. So yeah, I don't know, Harold's still a car, guys. It's hard for me to want to part this car out and scrap it because, you know, it's in pretty good shape. you know, well, I mean, it's not in good shape, but it keeps me driving around, and it keeps me sliding around if I want to. So I don't know, we'll probably keep Harold alive for a little while, and we'll definitely give it one last good hurrah if I do plan on parting this car out. But anyways, guys, so just a short little video for you today. I hope it was fairly entertaining. You know, we had some good cars out with a couple good buddies, so I figured it'd be rude not to film a little video for you guys. Anyways, I think I'll leave you there. So you know, lots of stuff to come. We got the wagon build. We're gonna upgrade the truck, the rear end, so it doesn't wheel hop, and everything will be splendid. So like and subscribe for Sweaty Volvo Pits. Peace out.